Hello folks, today I'm going to be taking a look at the new Native Americans in hard plastic for Blood Plunder by Firelock Games. This is the new hard plastics. So the set contains 12 28mm multi-part plastic models. They can be built in a variety of ways and used for any Native American nationality. So inside the box you get 2 sprues that are identical, plus some instructions. So the instructions are just an exploded diagram, 6 different body types, A, B, C, so on. Each of them has a specific setup. Most of them can have whatever weapons you want to put on. A few of them are unique or particular to the arm or arms as a pairing. Nice set of heads, different tribes, so from sort of Central America up into North America. These can be used for a variety of different tribes. Looking at the sprue itself, you can see it is absolutely packed. So we have most of our heads across the top. There are a few other scattered on the sprue. You have bows, one hand with bow and arrow, some with arrows being knocked. We have our spears, swords, weapons, quivers, that sort of thing. There are these massively brutal heavy weapons, the 2-handed melee weapons. I'm sure it has a particular name that I haven't come across yet. And also we have our muskets on the bottom. They're also shot and powder, and these little daggers, they're the blades of their belt knives that they have on their waists. So in a set you can make all of them with bow. You can do 2 with the heavy weapon, and you can do 4 with spear or 4 with musket. So there aren't enough muskets to equip everyone, but then that makes sense because not everybody should have one. They were not as prevalent. I've put a few of them together just to take a look, and they do come with the round Firelock sort of deck basing that you might know from their one-piece metals. So if you already have some of those, they're going to match, or you may want to texture the base for the land anyway. Build-wise, very simple. You're not really having a huge amount of repositioning. The bodies go together in certain ways. You can see there the belt knife that just attaches into the side of the hip. There's a little notch on all of the figures, so it seats in there. A little bit fiddly for me with my fat fingers, but a bit of polystyrene cement, you can just work it in there. So I went with these more Central American sort of tribe headgear. I quite like them. Something I haven't seen before really, although I'm not au fait with the natives. Here we have one of our musket men travelling to a new location, or maybe he's just finished clubbing somebody to death with it. So shot pouch on the hip, I think. A rifle or musket over his shoulder. Then we have one of the heavy weapon braves tearing forward. So some of the models only connect to one point on the base, but they have a nice sort of flat foot, so they glue down very stably. I also really like this hand. It has very delicate fingers. There's nice naturalism to it. So these can be used obviously as part of a Native American force, or they can be used as support options for several of the colonial forces. Our largest figure is, let me do it that way so I can read it, 28 mil to eye level and about 31 mil to the top of his head from the bottom of his feet. But yeah, gorgeous looking set of figures, and should make playing a native list with a lot of units much more viable option now that you're not having to pick them up in metal. So there we go. Spectacular set of Native Americans, can be used for a whole variety of tribes. I wouldn't even begin to pick them apart. I think that would require a bit of a deep dive to see exactly what head dresses and outfits go with what native tribe. But it gives you the whole run from the north through to Middle America quite happily, so in and around the Caribbean. Great for full-on Native American forces, or if you're just looking for some support for colonial fleets, then yeah, they will work for that as well. But let me know what you think of Firelock's Adventures in Plastic. Until next time, bye-bye.
Go ahead and check out our other content on screen now. And while you're at it, why not hit subscribe and remember to ding our dong. Go on, you know you want to click it. Go on.